Hey all, Hipper here. So if you're someone who's just prepping for a long haul flight or you just fly a lot, then in this video I'll tell you why this machine here, the Nintendo Switch, is the best gaming handheld to bring on a plane. So the first reason that I really prefer the Switch over anything else really is that this console was made with portability in mind, right? It's lightweight, it's relatively small when you consider the screen size, like compared to something like, for example, a Steam Deck. Steam Deck is much bigger and you get a smaller screen size, or about the same size, at least you pick the OLED model of the Switch. And that brings me to another reason, like there are three versions of the Switch. There's the original Switch, the OLED version, and the Switch Lite. So you can pick the one that fits your, size requirements the best. But in my opinion, the OLED is the one to go for, especially if you fly, a lot and you want to use your Switch on the plane. So because the Switch is so lightweight and it's not very big, it fits into pretty much any carry-on luggage that you might actually use, even, a fanny pack if you're one of those people. So it makes it really easy just to, throw the Switch in your bag. And when I say throw, I mean throw. Because this isn't like an iPad. You don't need to put a protection cover on it or anything like that. Maybe a screen protector, but that's it. Other than that, like this thing is made for kids to, be violent with. So you can just throw it in your bag and off you go. There's no need to consider, cases or extra stuff to make it easier to use. It's just ready to go. So speaking of accessories, there isn't really anything that you absolutely need when you bring your Switch on a plane. Perhaps some noise cancelling headphones, always a good idea, really puts you into the games, right? And if you're on one of the older planes without a USB outlet, then perhaps, some sort of battery bank here that allows you to charge the Switch on the go. And that brings me to another very positive side of the Switch compared to, again, the Steam Deck or even an iPad, right? The battery life of the Switch is excellent. If you play something really taxing like Zelda, Breath of the Wild, or anything like that, you may get 4 or 5 hours out of the Switch. But if you play something, just a normal game or something, maybe a brain teaser like a Sudoku or whatever you want to play, you can get 9, maybe even 10 hours out of the Switch. So of course, also on modern planes, if you don't have a battery bank like this, you can connect the Switch via USB to the seat in front of you and charge it that way. And the Switch charges pretty much no matter what voltage is in that USB. And that again sets it apart from the Steam Deck, because sometimes I can't get my Steam Deck to charge on planes because the voltage in the USB is just too low for it to even notice. I've never had that problem with the Switch. Could be a coincidence, who knows? But again, that's why I picked the Switch, because I can rely on it. All right, so let's just imagine you're sitting there in your economy class seat and you're pretty squished and there's not much room, and you want to play a Switch and you want to play some kind of game, right? Again, this is where the Switch is just a better choice, because like I said, the console is made to be portable, and the Joy-Cons, they just snap off like that if you want to, just pop the little screen in front of you on the little flip out table. And that also means that you can make use of the stand on the back of the Switch, right? This is so important and so useful on a plane. So all you gotta do is just, pop it down on the table, and that gives me another benefit here compared to anything else, really. Like, you can control the Switch with your Joy-Cons from, away from the console itself, so you don't have to sit there like this all the time and I look and really look hard at the screen and hold the console in your hands. You can just lean back, or as much as you can now lean back on a plane, right? And you can play, and the console just sit on the table and you don't really have to do anything. You can't really do that with anything else other than if you hook up a Bluetooth controller to your phone or your iPad or something like that. But again, you don't have the stand, then you need to pack some kind of stand plus a Bluetooth controller plus some sort of charging device, and it gets to be a lot of hassle, really. And sometimes when I don't bring the Switch, I bring an iPad instead. I just have so many accessories in my bag that it's just too much. Like sitting there in a dark plane trying to figure out where is my this and that in my bag. The Switch is just easier, because you just put your hand down, pick it up, and you're off, you're ready, you're going. There's nothing stopping you. So talking about these two Joy-Cons here that just snap off from the Switch, it allows you to actually play multiplayer on a plane with a Switch. Of course, if you have two Nintendo Switch, you can play wireless multiplayer as well, which is awesome. But if you just have one, which is, it's mostly the case, you can just snap the Joy-Cons off and off you go with Mario Party or Mario Kart or whatever you want to play. Two players next to each other on the seat, it works wonderfully. And again, you can just use the stand to let the Switch stand on the table in front of you, and you don't have to hold it, and anyone can see what's going on, both players, right? So it works beautifully. Alright, so yet another huge reason, probably the biggest reason I prefer my Switch over anything else on a plane, is the fact that everything you play on the Switch, you can play offline. Very important, because few planes have Wi-Fi, and the ones they do, maybe you get 30 minutes for free, or maybe you have to pay like $50 or $100 for Wi-Fi during your flight, and no one wants to do that. But it means that you won't be able to play your iPad games or your iPhone games that require an online connection. And that's most games. Like maybe you'll play something like Alien Isolation, which can run without, but anything that's kind of fun and requires a bit of multiplayer maybe, no, it's off limits on a plane. You don't have that problem with the Switch. You can play anything. Of course, you can't play online multiplayer. You can play local multiplayer. But again, Switch is far superior. Alright, let's talk about what really matters now, and that's of course the games. Because the Switch has a huge library, pretty much only superseded by the Steam Deck, which has a few other downsides, which means that I prefer the Switch. It has what really matters, and that is games. You can play anything from Zelda to Mario to Luigi's Mansion, whatever you want to play, right? And on long haul flights, you can mix it up, because just pop a memory card in there, you can have hundreds of games, literally hundreds of games on your Switch. So to finish off here, the Switch may be from 2017, packing hardware from 2015 really, but it is still a very, very useful console. And I know Switch 2 is on the horizon, another 6 months or so, but that just means you can get some good deals on the original Switch, one of the versions, right? For example, the Lite is pretty cheap at the moment. So if you are preparing for a long haul flight, or you just want to get a Switch, well, this is your thing. So to finish off, I just want to say thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and of course subscribe to the channel. Lots of Switch content coming. And let me know in the comments if you have any questions, or you want to let me know what games you are bringing on your next travel. So hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you out there.